What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Ghosts Games. Welcome back to another Sword Art Online Integral Factor video. And in today's video, we're going to discuss release crystals and what's the best way to get them as we continue my beginner's guide tutorials updating my previous ones. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's talk some release crystals, guys. Alright guys, so release crystals. Those of you guys who are new to the game, you don't know what release crystals are. Release crystals are used in your weapon proficiency. So we're going to go over weapon proficiency really quick for you guys, just so you have a little bit of understanding. Weapon proficiency basically determines how effective your weapons are. So if you're a sword user, rapier user, club, dagger, axe, spear, or bow user, you need to pay attention to these. Now, while you might focus on one weapon specifically, you do want to level up other weapons as much as possible. And the reason why is because for every level that you put into every single weapon, you get an increase in your attack. So it's very important to try to level up every weapon that you can to maximize your attack. Now, each weapon has their own proficiency skill inside of them. Now, your proficiency skills allow you to do more damage with that said weapon or with other weapons in general. They also might add more attack or defense using certain weapons. It might also add more HP using certain weapons, or just add permanent attack and defense regardless of the weapon that you have. So as you can see here, there are different types of weapon proficiency skills for you to use. Now, the release crystals are used to increase your proficiency skills with whatever weapon that you want. So you have small release crystals, medium release crystals, and large release crystals. Right out the gate, you're going to be focusing on these small release crystals, and you're going to need quite a few of them, as they will take up, or they will use more release crystals as you improve on that specific skill. Now, after you go ahead and meet the requirements for another skill, you will unlock that said skill. So let me scroll down to one that I haven't unlocked yet. So right here, this one right here, Battle Instinct. In order for me to unlock Battle Instinct, I need one-handed sword to be at level 10. Check. And my basic stance needs to be at level 5. Well, if we go to my basic stance is level 1. Now, this ability right here is 5 additional damage to enemies when you attack all weapons. Whenever you see an all weapons, that means it applies to all weapons. So on every single weapon that you use, you will do 5 additional damage. Now, that damage is not mitigated or changed by percentages or anything like that. That will always be an extra 5 flat rate damage that you will do. Okay, flat rate damage doesn't improve, does nothing like that. It's just that's the specific damage. Unlike full strike, you will do an extra 7% when using slashing, and that's having it at level 7. So there's different types of skills, and they do different things, obviously. So if I was to unlock Battle Instinct, then all my attack, or the attack on all my weapons, would increase by +1. So this is actually a good skill for me to have. I just have not gotten around to learning it. So after you have your small crystals, you have your medium crystals. As you can see here, some skills then require medium crystals. Medium crystals are a little bit harder to get. That's just how the game is. And then you have large crystals, and again, large crystals are a little bit harder to get. Now, I haven't really dipped into using large crystals yet, just because I've been slacking, but once I do, I have a good amount to use because I've just been stockpiling them. Now, weapon proficiency, let's see, let me go into weapon proficiency skill on my rapier really quick. Nope, still haven't used any large. Okay, so I need to, like myself, I need to improve on weapon proficiency for a lot of weapons, so that way I can maximize my attack. Shields, as you level that up, it increases your defense, and shield has a lot of good weapon proficiency skills in there as well. I, again, just have not been focusing on shields, so that's on me. But don't, how can I put this, don't neglect shields. Even if you're like a spear or axe user, don't neglect shields. Like, still try to level it up, just like with everything else. Now, going into the release crystals, what's the best way to get them? Well, unfortunately, We can't just go around killing a whole bunch of mobs to farm a ton of release crystals. You might get lucky on higher floors and have a random drop of a small or medium release crystal, and then on bosses you might get lucky and have a medium or large release crystal drop, but it's not an efficient way to do it. It just happens, which is always a nice thing, because then it's like, oh, you know, I was farming this anyways and a release crystal dropped. But the best way to do it, sadly, is through events or fishing. Now right now we don't have any events that are active for me to show you to go ahead and run to be able to get release crystals. So I'm going to show you just an event really quick, or just a trade item, just to show you how the trading system works, and if there are release crystals in whatever event drops, then you might be able to get some there. So in some events we get currency. So in this one we get blue rose fragments. But in this one, there's no release crystals to get. But I'm using it as an example. So say, for example, there were release crystals here. You would go ahead and trade in the items that you get from whatever event it is to trade it in for release crystals. Other events will run on a point system. So the more points that you get, the more rewards that you get on that list. And a lot of times release crystals will be on that said list. So those are one way to get release crystals. The other way, as I mentioned, is fishing. Fishing is tedious. It's boring in my opinion. If you have the patience for it, then more power to you. But I don't have the patience for it, because let's be honest, it's a lot of fishing. So if you look here, it takes 10 of the sunset goldfish to get one release crystal, one small release crystal. So you're looking at an available of 99 small release crystals. That's fantastic. That is an absolutely guaranteed way to get 99 small release crystals. But at that point, I would have to get how many? 990 small or sunset goldfish? Yeah, I'm not doing that. And then there's also the sunny sky goldfish. So that's why I said, if you have the patience for it, by all means do it. Because you're looking at, let's see, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 slots of small release crystals, 99 maximum available, and this resets every month. That is a lot of small release crystals, guys. So if you have the patience to do it, more power to you. I don't, but you're looking at 594 release crystals, or small release crystals, on the fishing alone. Now if you go to the medium right here, so it takes 5 of these, and there's an available of 20 medium release crystals, so 100 of tiger piranhas, and so there's a few of them. So you got 20, 40, 60. So you have 60 medium release crystals that you can get every month from fishing. And then for the large, you have 5, 10. So you have 10 large release crystals that you can get every month for fishing, which is a very, very good and effective way of doing so. But again, I just don't have the patience for it. I really don't. That's me. I mean, again, if some of you guys have the patience for it, and again, more power to you, but I really don't. Now, another way to get some release crystals is using Medal of Combat Arts. So let's go ahead and click on there so that way you guys can see it. Medal of Combat Arts. Now, I don't really suggest doing this. This is a way to get them, but I really, really, really strongly urge that you don't do this. Okay? Because it's a waste of Medal of Combat Arts. You can use Medal of Combat Arts to get other things that are more efficient for your Medal of Combat Arts. So taking a look at this, you have medium and large release crystals that you can get with Medal of Combat Arts. Now this resets every month as well, but considering how the fishing resets every month, and fishing's easier to obtain, or the fish are easier to obtain as opposed to the Medal of Combat Arts, I would not suggest doing this. So for every 1 Medal of Combat Art, you will get 2 release crystals, and you can do it 10 times. So that's 20 release crystals for 20 for 10 Medal of Combat Arts. That, to me, that's not worth it. Release crystals large. For every 5 Medal of Combat Arts, you get 1 large release crystal. You can do that 5 times. So for 25 Medal of Combat Arts, you can get 5 large release crystals. Again, I don't suggest that you do it. I know it's tempting if you have them, but there's better things to get with your Medal of Combat Arts, which we will discuss in another video. But I thank you guys so much for watching this one today. It means a lot. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. I will see you guys in the next beginner's guide. Until then, you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.